so many different variables, so many different options or opportunities, and everybody's focus, as you mentioned, just kind of being on surviving this moment, which really that's at the root of addiction, whether it's the family that's trying to deal with the struggle or whether it's the individual that's struggling with that addictive substance or behavior. It's all about trying to survive this moment. So what's the best advice for surviving this moment and getting the tools and resources and paying the expenses that are needed today with that vision for the long term, the success in the long term?
You make a couple of really good points, and I'm going to go back to my wife's and I's particular situation. One is, in the immediacy of the moment, we had no long-term plan. So we had no idea where we were going and how we were going to get there. So we were basically rudderless boat in a very strong current, just being taken down a whitewater raft for which we were completely unprepared for. What a plan does, it gets you grounded. It makes you understand that there is a rhyme and a reason and a direction. And for us, that was profoundly impactful because it took us from feeling completely hopeless and lost to more of a purpose. It allowed you to not only focus on the short-term needs that you have, but it also had a longer-term goal and aspirations that you were shooting for. And all of a sudden you realize that if you pushed and used all your finances to deal with just the short-term ahead, you realize that you were going to come up short later on. And what that does is it starts making you more aware of the choices you've made, and it starts getting you more involved in holding other people accountable. And I don't just mean the facilities. The interesting thing about recovery is, as much as you want it to happen on behalf of the loved one, and you feel that if you spend the money and maybe you push hard enough, that loved one is ultimately going to do the work required in order to receive the benefits of treatment. The fact